Hey y'all, Dr. Wells here from St. Augustine Beach. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 surprising rehab hacks that you're not telling your patients about. So you think about what we offer our patients in terms of exercise and physical therapy interventions. And one thing you may not be considering is like things like the timing of the home exercise program, when they're doing it, right? So we're going to take a look at some of the top 3 studies and give you some rehab hacks that you can take to your patients tomorrow morning. So first one is morning fasted versus afternoon fed exercises for patients that have type 1 diabetes. So the science says with a crossover trial, they showed that patients who exercised in the morning, fasted, specifically doing resistance training, had no major hypoglycemic events. And so that's pretty important because I know I'm certainly concerned about my patients that have diabetes that are fasted, lifting and moving too much before having been fed. But according to this study, they actually showed that it was safe, it was effective, and might be an option for them, right? So what about morning versus evening yoga? So new study shows that, with a 4-week trial, they looked at there's really no major difference of whether the yoga was done in the morning or the evening. However, what they did see, regardless of when it was done, that they saw significant improvements in depression, anxiety, sleep, and quality of life. So if you have patients that are wanting to do stretching and movement routines like yoga, tell them, yes, that's great, add that in. B, tell them, it doesn't really matter when you're doing this. Consistency is really what matters the most. And so I think for our patients, it comes down to consistency with most of their exercise, right? And as a personal side note, I know that one of my good colleagues and friends, he ended up being a high school football coach in Georgia. And he went on to win 2 state championships. And one of the biggest things that he added into his football programming wasn't additional lifting, wasn't additional dietary supplements. It was once a week yoga. And it's kind of cool to hear that big, heavy hitting athletes can get such a significant benefit from just simple stretch moving and some of that more mental awareness, right? Number 3, remind active clients that shortcuts usually don't work. So recently there's been some studies looking at ketone-like supplements. There was a 31-day study looking at these athletes taking these monoesters to try to boost their ketone levels, particularly if they're on like a ketogenic or a low-carb diet. Well, guess what? The recent studies show that effectively those don't help and they don't work. So sometimes these shortcuts, they seem cool, they seem innovative, and you want to like jump on board and try to get that extra edge. But we as PTs, we need to give them the science and the evidence to say it's just maybe not effective and it's not there. So in the end, if you want to enhance your physical therapy practice, whether you're in sports, geriatrics, neuro, check out our board approved 3-part course series, our certificate program called nutritionalphysicaltherapy.com. Sign up today, save some money, and earn your credential. Help your patients.